is John Cola with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, coming at you from my beautiful backyard garden here in January. It's been in the 60s, guys. We basically haven't had a frost yet. It's amazing. I still got peppers going that are still fruiting and growing. My moringa hasn't gone dormant yet, although a lot of other crops that love the heat didn't like even the high 30s that we've gotten overnight. Nonetheless, in this episode, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be starting your seeds really soon, I want to share with you guys, because it's very important information, so you can increase your plant growth, your plant's root growth, and even increase your germination percentage when starting seedlings, right? Very important. And I'm not just making this up. This is actually published on a paper online from Mississippi Agriculture, Forestry Experimental Station, some graduate students, and a professor. And so basically what they're going to say is that they're going to say this one ingredient that you literally add to your seed starting mix, right? If you guys want to buy a pre-made seed starting mix, this is the one I recommend. It's the Jiffy, right? There's other brands out there, but Jiffy is the best. It's actually the cheapest to buy at Walmart, not even Home Depot. This was $5.97 at Walmart for the best seed starting mix that you could buy. I mean, you could get different things like Pro Mix BX if you guys want to start your seeds in that, and that'll work. But this is just available at every Walmart. Very easy and convenient. Pre-mixed, you don't have to do nothing to it. That being said, I don't want you guys just to use the Jiffy seed starting mix alone, because when you add one ingredient, you can literally increase your plant growth by up to like 95% increase, which is amazing. So you're thinking, John, what is the magic ingredient to use? Well, it's right here. It's basically worm castings. I happen to have the Caliwania castings by Boogie Brew. This is what I'm using because this is what I got. I also like to use other castings, including the OGS castings. Link down below in my video where I visited the OGS and how they make the best castings. I also like the Worm Gold castings, which is what I regularly use as well in my garden. Link down below if I remember to the original video I made eons ago, literally, interviewing the inventor of the Worm Gold Plus and how it literally increases your plant growth. So really what you guys want to do is you want to add like half worm castings to half seed starting mix. So I'm going to do this right here for you guys. So we're just going to go ahead and rip open this bag, and this is a nice seed starting mix made in Canada from like peat moss. And it's got some vermiculite in there. Really nice texture, ready to go. We're literally just going to put half of the seed starting mix, and we're going to basically take our worm castings and we're going to make a pile that's about the same amount. All right, doesn't have to be perfect. And then all you do is you mix these two together. All right, so we mix these two together, and you guys wonder why I always have dirt underneath my fingernails, because I'm always playing in the soil. Then what you're going to do is you're going to fill up your 6-packs with this mix. Then you're going to go ahead and take your seeds and start them in the mix, and you will get some amazing benefits. I don't want you guys to leave out this step. Of course, I only recommend the best quality worm castings that money can buy. These are probably not available near you. Unfortunately, if you guys live in Las Vegas, you could buy Worm Gold Plus actually at the Star Nursery out here, which is where I often get it. And normally about once a year they put it on sale, and that's when I like stock up and buy a whole bunch. That being said, any old worm casting will do. That being said, all worm castings are not created equal, so that's why I like to use the high-end brands versus just some random worm casting. Nonetheless, let's get into this study and show you guys the benefits you will get by now using your improved seed starting mix by literally adding half worm castings. So I mean, worm castings are amazing soil additive, and actually aside from just starting seeds in it, I also actually add it to every single planting hole, because when I buy 6-packs, they probably didn't add the earthworm castings into the 6-packs. So that way, when the roots immediately come out and hit the soil, they get the benefits of the castings, which means you're going to have better plant growth, better root development, and probably more fruits and leaves to boot. Nonetheless, This study here is entitled Earthworm Castings Increase Germination Rate and Seed Development of Cucumber. And I want to go over a few points. One of the points is that grass production doubled in New Zealand, a region that historically did not have earthworms when European species were introduced. And then in India, earthworms successfully decomposed sugar factory residues and turned them into soil nutrient that allowed farmers to use the material to reduce chemical fertilizers by 50%. You know, I've reviewed recently how earthworm castings can increase vitamin and mineral content and phytonutrients and antioxidants in the crops you grow. I mean, if there's only like one thing I need to add to soil, it's going to be earthworm castings. So I really want you guys to implement this strategy. Anyways, let's go to some of the data. And literally what happened was when they used the regular mix, so if they just used the seed starting mix alone, they had like 75% germination rate. When they used the regular mix and the earthworm castings, the germination rate went from 75% to 92%, which is getting close to 100%, which is amazing. And then when they let these grow out in their test, right, the regular seedling length after 21 days was 8.87 for just the potting seed starting mix alone. With the earth castings and the regular mix, it was 13.70, which is a 54% increase. And when they did straight earthworm castings, right, it was actually 15.27, which is a 72% increase. You know, so you could potentially even start your seedlings in earthworm castings. I personally wouldn't do that myself. Quality of castings could vary, but definitely a 50-50 mix, or maybe doing, you know, 25-75 or 75-25, you know, experimenting to see what works best for you. I recommend a 50-50 mix because that gives you guys basically the best of both worlds. Now let's talk about the root growth, because that's very important. Will your plant have healthy roots? Dig deeper, go deeper, you know, find the water it needs. And actually there's studies that show that the earthworm casting can even help your plants become more drought tolerant. Nonetheless, when using the regular mix alone, it was 1.4 on the root growth. When you use straight earthworm castings, it was 2.1. And when you use the earthworm castings plus the seed starting mix, it was 2.7. So that is a 92.86% improvement or increase. Almost twice as large were the roots by literally just adding the earthworm castings. Here's the thing, guys. Seed starting mixes are notorious for basically being inert and just being something to hold the roots to get the seed to germinate, because a lot of the nutrients are in the seed, which is true. That being said, once the seed germinates and the roots come out, it's now hungry and looking for nutrients, and that's where the nutrients and the microbiology and the minerals and even some of the different properties of the worm castings, including growth regulators, can help the plants grow even better. So I don't want you guys to miss out this spring planting season. I want you guys all to make up a mix, 50% seed starting mix, and add 50% of those earthworm castings for the best growth you're going to have this year. And if you guys are looking for seeds, I do recommend the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company at rareseeds.com. All these seeds here are all from Baker Creek, and they have some really cool ones. This is a malanga radish, and I got purple carrots and all kinds of cool stuff. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this short format content by me, please be sure to give this a big thumbs up, and more importantly, share this with other gardeners so that they can increase their plant growth, root growth, and even germination rate, proven by the published paper here, by adding literally earthworm castings. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss my new upcoming episodes I have coming out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up, what you'll be learning, and make sure you click the little bell so you're notified as my videos come out. And finally, be sure to check out past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 1,700 episodes at this time on the channel dedicated to teach you guys all about how to grow your own food at home. So with that, my name is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep on growing.